Peace and power. This is at @alienblacker_ with the Black Librarian podcast. Here to just drop a quick tip about what's going on in the new moon in Scorpio, okay? So that you can get aligned with the new moon energy and its Scorpio force for the next day and a half as we move into the next zodiac moon. Okay, so what is a new moon? The new moon is about new beginnings. It's a time to work out your fears and what you envision. So all the fears that you have tied into your purpose, what keeps you from moving forward, which is perfect because we are in Mars in retrograde, which makes it seem like, we may feel a little sluggish, but that Mars energy nonetheless brings about passion, brings about what we desire, brings about what we love, brings about what we need. Okay, so with this new moon energy, it's working on our fears and what we envision about ourselves. And so it is about devoting ourselves to our passions and showing immense force in what it is that we're trying to do, putting that focus in there. It's also a time of natural introspection. So if you're feeling like, I just want to be by myself, or liking to just have silence, this is a normal time, because not only are we in that new moon phase, we are also entering the winter time. We're entering a colder time, and the Mars in retrograde season, which ends January 12th, it's a lethargic time. It's a time where we're just like, I don't want to go, so that is what that new moon energy speaks to. And so with this new moon energy, so I'll go with the Scorpio. So what's so significant about the Scorpio energy? A lot of times we hear Scorpio, we think fire because it's a scorpion, but the Scorpio is a water sign, and that's a beautiful thing, fluidity, emotions, and clarity and all of those things. So, Scorpio is about what's in depth, seeing the root of something, the innermost part, like the pit of that onion aspect, and not just what it looks like. That scorpionic energy is very much, observant, it's just like, which goes in line with the new moon and the introspective time. So it works. Also the Scorpion energy deals with the reproductive systems, and the bowels, and the sex organs, or the solar chakra energy. And this is also where your will is of doing, which all makes sense because that Scorpio energy is about the root and the depth of something. And so our will, is where we house how we do things, how we move forward. This is also about birth and death and rebirth and that cycle. And it's just about regulation, and it's significant. So to tie that together with new moon in Scorpio, it's a time to get real with yourself. It's a really good time of understanding who you are as a person. What is your purpose supposed to do? Because all of these things around us, the circumstances and the situations in which the violence and just all of these things, and it's all giving us a warning to get our house in order, get in line with what we're supposed to be doing, reflect on where you need to change, because we can't, or we will not be allowed to be doing the same thing we've always been doing. A new change is coming. And if you don't feel that, ever since about 2020, we have been experiencing change that we don't really understand that's happening around us, or we don't really see coming. I mean, if you pay attention, you'll see it. But and so this is a time now to get your house in order, get yourself aligned for 2023 to launch out, because you have until I think like December 10th where Mercury in retrograde comes in, and that's not really a good time for new business or starting new things. So that Mars in retrograde aspect is a good time. And with this new moon in Scorpio, we see ourselves doing more work in revealing our fears to ourselves and figuring out how we can heal through those fears, how we can lay them to rest, how we can leave them behind, So what is it that we are looking for? What are we trying to not bring with us to the other side of our evolution. You know, in the tarot, this is like the Devil card and the Chariot card and the Death card, because the Devil card brings up what it is we most desire, what it is that we most need, what it is that we are passionate about, and it also can bring up what keeps us back, you know, what holds us back from achieving that. So we have to see what it is that we want. What are we doing that's preventing us? A lot of times we will say, well, this happened to me because of this. Well, this is going on because of this. Okay, great. But don't let that define you. Who will you evolve into? Live for that person. Learn those lessons from the past, but don't let them continue to define you. And this new moon in Scorpio, this new beginning is a time of like, okay, you've been experiencing the Mars in retrograde since about the end of October, and you've seen what has transpired now. So what will you do? What will you do differently? Who will you leave behind? Who will you add on? You know, this has been a time of literally getting your tribe together, getting your, business in order, getting rid of things, ideals, practices, ways of life, or whatever, so that you are living according to what you're supposed to be doing. Because no longer can we allow people to tell us who we are. You know, when you do that, that's how you become lost. That's how you do things out of character, So this new moon in Scorpio is a very good time. We are entering into Sagittarian energy. Happy birthday to y'all. But we are in the Scorpio Moon energy, topped off with that Mars in retrograde. So it's a very good time to tap into yourself. Don't run from yourself. Don't run from yourself. Don't run from yourself. All right? So thank you for this quick tidbit. I will be coming out with an episode very shortly. It is an episode with two of the greatest sisters that I know, Star with Naturally Centrics, and Star Michelle Davis with Naturally Centrics, and Shatara Bay with Divine Doula Goddess. We having a roundtable conversation about sisterhood, life, business, community, and all those things. So please look out for that on here. So this is something quick for the new moon in Scorpio. Get your work done. Do your work. Do the cleansings. Do the things that you need to do to get aligned with yourself and your purpose, so that you are authoritarian in your own story, so you're not allowing others to write it for you. So peace and darkness, peace to the infinite and divine. When I say darkness, that is where creation comes out of. That is where light springs out of. That is where the divine and untapped wonders come out of. So peace and light to you, peace and light to you, peace and darkness, peace and darkness. Peace.